Prime Minister of Malaysia to deliver the keynote address and officiate the opening ceremony of the conference.
Now, while looking into the future of the profession and education in 2030 is important, I believe unpacking the difficult questions and seeking answers for the architecture of justice must take precedence. Given that we are on the cusp of sea change, this conference must allow for a significant exchange and advancement of how the law must evolve. There appears to be a consensus at IDEM, a meeting of the minds, that for lawyering in 2030, the black letter of the law, our statutes and precedents will be the domain of AI. The lawyer of 2030 will therefore no longer be a search engine in a suit, not batik, because far more will be required. It follows that what needs to be cultivated today must shift to those that are not easily replicated and complementary to current and upcoming AI capabilities. I venture to suggest a few. Firstly, on values, well articulated by the CJ. In a world of agentic and autonomous AI, lawyers must be more than just experts of the legal minutiae, such as researching and drafting. They must be the ethical authority, the moral anchor, if I may, ensuring that what is correct is also just. They must also have empathy to navigate the human trauma lying beneath legal disputes. This will allow lawyering to evolve into a more holistic dispute resolution mode, where alternative modes of dispute resolution like mediation, negotiation, and conciliation provide real solutions, particularly in relation to individual and private law disputes domestically. Secondly, on skills. As the nature of things expand beyond tangible assets within a sovereign state's domestic laws, lawyers must be able to fluently navigate cross-border matters. And in the context of our multicultural, multiracial society, more so, engaging, understanding the various facets, complexity of various cultures, history, and religions, which are increasingly prevalent as the world becomes more integrated. It is the lawyer who must remain the moral architect of cross-border agreements, ensuring that the mantra of profitability cannot be invoked at the expense of the principle of equity. Thirdly, on knowledge. It would be clear by 2030 that legal information will be a commodity available and accessible to anyone with access to AI. To that extent, the law degree of the future must encompass the ability to make reliable and rigorous judgments in light of the voluminous data available. Law students ought to be trained to be ethical filters in this vast sea of data. The lawyer of 2030 and beyond must be competent in relation to technology and AI, possess the ability to make sense of data and be imbued with the culture of ensuring that the law is utilized for public good. For current practitioners of the law, it is important that they lend themselves to evolving so as to meet the needs of the world as it functions today. It bears remembering that the law facilitates the day-to-day living of the citizens. It is necessary to comprehend the needs of the public and not to gatekeep the law within the gilded cage that makes it inaccessible to the common man and woman.